Nate.
Hey, Rock.
And this is the Bourbon Barrel.
We are Uncle Ned's kids.
Season 2.
I don't yell that part.
Thank you. Appreciate
So
it.
you're welcome.
So,
you know, Uncle Ned, Aunt Liz's brother. No, all right. I know where you are.
Anyway, we're gonna do some bullets today because
We're gonna take some bullets.
We're gonna take some bullets for people.
That's right.
And as
They haven't named anything like 12 gauge or Colt 45. You know what I mean? Maybe not 12 gauge, but Colt 45, but because of the name brand. But maybe they can't. You know.
well, I feel like they also probably turn off some people to like, you know.
Well, there's violence and there's, you know, they're already going for it.
Right.
Fine,
So,
issues.
but it's not spelled the same. It's not your drink only now.
This is true.
Like,
This is true. And this one's a
barrel.
stork, or pick, right? From it's bourbon night, yes?
Yeah. Yep.
Mr. High Rye, it's called.
I'm Mr. High Rye. Fair enough. So
We brought our
we did.
A game to this episode.
So, in tradition with what we've been doing for season 2 is we've started to delve into the rye side of things.
True.
And so we're gonna we just finished an episode with Rabbit Hole, and we finished with their rye. So we're actually gonna start this episode with this rye. It's a 90 proof, 95% rye. And Bulleit has been known to be a higher rye.
No, it's a 95%. Where is
This
it?
one?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong bottle.
It just tells us
My
it says straight
apologies.
95 rye mash on there.
Got you.
Yeah. And so we're going to start with this rye, and then we're going to move into these, which are high rye bourbons, higher rye bourbons that they've been known for. But they blend it very well.
Right.
And we've had them.
What's the ABV on this? I'm sorry. Proof?
It's 90%. That's like 91.5 or something, or 91.2. But yeah, so we're going to start here, and then we're going to move into one of my favorite Bulleit expressions, which is their 10-year aged, which has a very vanilla flavor. Like if you were to and I don't even feel bad about doing it. You mix that with like Coke or a Pepsi or a cherry Coke or Pepsi, you're not even gonna know you're getting drunk.
See, now, as we've discussed before, I've seen things too that says the 10-year is still sourced.
Yeah,
Because they haven't been open 10 years. They don't have a distillate.
they've been
that's
open since the
10-year-old.
90s though.
Well, they haven't been distilling.
Okay.
For 10 years. They've literally been sourcing, but if you look at this, for instance, it says bottled by the Bulleit Distilling Company in Louisville, Kentucky.
It's just
Bottled, no distilled anywhere. And
this
the
one says
show-
produced by.
Right.
So
The show I saw, be it Bourbon Real Talk or Whiskey Dictionary, whoever said it, this one is the one I'm guessing he was talking about. He said he was at Bardstown Bourbon Company, and they were contract sourcing, and he said, I don't want to say who it was, and I can't say, or I'm not supposed to say, although he's not involved in that process. He said, but I saw certain barrels standing upright versus on their sides. And
Which is
he
a
said,
different
which
thing.
is apparently a Bulleit thing specific. That Bulleit likes to pallet stack versus rickhouse roll or whatever you want to. I just made that up, but that kind of sounds.
Rickhouse Roll's cool.
Yeah, that's a good name for the show, the Rickhouse Roll.
We could make a song
Sounds like
called
we should dance.
call it Rickhouse Roll.
We don't want that.
Fun.
So there'll be no
It's only
dancing.
one move.
Anyway,
So we're gonna start out with the rye.
yeah, let's do that. And we're going. You know what? We just finished with the rye on the Rabbit Hole, right? The last one was the rye.
And it was
95, and we're going 95. So this is a weird segue. You could almost create a show up
End of the show.
end of this show to the beginning of this one, and could be like one show and another show,
Yes.
and one in the middle that he creates.
So here's what we'll do. If you haven't seen our Rabbit Hole show, click here and go watch that before this, and then watch how shitty we get throughout.
And we yeah, but you know what? This is the whole reason. It's so much fun. It's so much fun doing this. I've missed doing this, but I've enjoyed being able to breathe and take it, step
There's
back.
no schedule for it or anything. We had some time off to enjoy.
And it was good. I went on vacation. He had surgery. Doesn't sound like the same amount of fun, but although I spent way too much money,
The drugs were nice.
and
I
he had
also spent way too much money.
and you're not bringing home the same. I take it.
Disability checks don't count for anything. But so this has a sweet nose for a rye. I feel.
I think it's a rougher nose than the.
It's a little bit of a burn on the second
Rabbit
part of
Hole
that.
was.
Yeah. So I don't know if this is gonna be
The Rabbit Hole rye, was that the one with the unmalted, or that was the
That was
other
the
rabbits?
malt. That was the other rabbit. That was
There
the
was a
25%.
malted rye in a rabbit hole, and I'd never heard of malted rye before. It's always malted barley.
That was the 25%. That was
Is it okay? Okay, the high rye, but it was only
The
25%
high
because it's
rye,
still
yeah.
like a bourbon and this thing.
But here we go. Yeah, that's not as well blended as the rabbit hole, I don't think, but it's got a different taste profile for both being 95%.
Yep. It's definitely got a different taste profile. 100%. You're right.
It's not bad.
I almost parried exactly. That's fucking stupid. I said exactly. Well, I literally said the same words you said. That was stupid. I didn't mean to say like. Was trying to like think of the flavors. I was actually. Mind you, I'm talking about me. Like he said it first, and I was like, I just said the same fucking thing.
Oh my gosh! But no, this isn't bad. It's not bad for a rye.
Oh, that's fine.
It's a very high rye. It's definitely a little burn to it, and there's that spice.
Yeah.
But it's a blend. The spice is still blended well.
90
It's not bad. So I think we're okay.
No. It's. I mean, again, it's a rye, and we're at 90 proof, 95 rye. The other 5 is what did you say? Malted barley or something?
It didn't say.
Oh.
It just says it's 95% rye.
The other 5%.
The other 5% is TBD.
All right.
So yeah, Bulleit, tell us what that other 5% is. Get at us. Let us know.
This is what I expect a high rye to be, but again, a high rye at like 90 proof.
Yeah.
Too. Like so they're
It's
watering it
watered down. And you can tell like even the
color
is different from because it's not put in those barrels like the rabbit hole was put in the barrel.
Right. And the rumor is they do this pallet stacking barrels instead of the Rickroll, so I don't know if
that'll have the end green instead of the
I don't know. I don't know how that works.
Yeah. But yeah, this is actually like one of my favorite days because we're doing all my favorite stuff. So one of
You should be doing all your favorite stuff. You had surgery. I went on vacation. We should be doing what you.
One of my very favorite early on things has been the Bulleit 10-year because it has a lot of vanilla flavor to it. And it's very easily mixed in with a soda, and you do that, and you're not even gonna know that you're drinking alcohol.
And I'll segue. I think in that. If that one is still sourced, and if that's what's coming from the Bardstown Bourbon Company that they're contract sourcing you can't admit to, and you love it that much, and we still haven't tried anything Bardstown, mind you, we only have one selection anywhere locally that's only about $60, and that's the Fusion Series.
Everything else is like $135.
Yeah, and the other things are just a lot higher in proof. Now they have great, reviews. Bourbon Night loves them. Everybody loves them. They apparently when you walk in, I saw this video too, when you walk into their facility, they have like literally walls right there where you can see mash going through things, and they have a digital readout on each one showing you what's in what and how much and as it's blending and how it's changing and all this stuff. Cool. Like it's very high tech.
Very cool.
And again, they have great reviews, and if you love this one, maybe if we're adding 2 and 2 and 2 together and it's actually 6, then maybe we would really love. Like I'll buy a Fusion one eventually. It's only $60.
Enjoy a Bardstown. Like there's no reason.
Again, blenders. I mean, I don't know. They're a distiller, but they do a lot of blending.
All of the blends that we've had. I mean, anything from Doc Swinson onward, like we like the blends because it's basically people who know their shit and put things together that they think taste well. So that they're basically high profile taste testers. They're like, this tastes good, let's put it in. This tastes great, let's put it in. This tastes like ass, let's leave it out. So
this tastes like ass, let's put it in Town Branch.
Yeah, let's give it to Town Branch.
Let's sell it to Town Branch.
There you go. So
we really shit on them, man.
They deserve it for putting out cat piss and making me drink it. That's do better.
I think it's rough to say they made you drink it, but all right. That's about the only part that you were.
They just came out with like some new expression, and the guy at the store was like, "Hey, we got this new Town Branch." I'm like, "That's cat piss. I'm not doing that."
Yes.
He's like,
I'll buy a single barrel one and see if it's any good.
Of course. Nope.
I can get him to drink Irish whiskey. I can get him to drink Scotch. I can't get him to do another. You know what? He would do another. I guarantee you, he would do another aged at sea too, because we know it's different batches.
Right. The difference between Town Branch and Jefferson's is that Jefferson's baseline is drinkable.
That's true.
Town Branch tastes like cat piss.
Do you think that if we were to do that, the Jefferson's thing, if Dude, what do you think was the reason the ones we didn't like? Do you think like they hit too many waves, so it just got over oaked and it's, you know what I
It
mean?
didn't
Like, how does
taste
that?
over oaked. It didn't. I don't know what happened.
Right,
But
that's what would make one batch worse or
Salt.
better than the other when it's just salt, like more salty
I don't know, but
air?
I feel like what should happen is because I'm assuming these are the brand new oak casks, and then they're put in like these steel bins or like the things like the train cars,
Right,
and then they're just sitting there rocking. I don't think they're actually exposed to much of anything if it's
right,
a well sealed train car.
right.
So I have to assume there's no difference between like salt and
So it's just the motion in the ocean then,
which
it's
is very
literally
very kitschy. It's
Yeah.
it's like ooh, we did this instead of rotating our barrels. Like
Oh yeah, and I was just reading about that Maker's Mark, how that's coming out. Those wood finishing things, they're putting out one expression, which I mean to ask people at our stores because I've never seen them ever. But if we don't ask, they're not going to put them on the shelf should they get one. But if we're the first person to ask if they get one, and other people haven't, you know what I mean? And then they get one bottle, they'd call us first, right?
the French Oak Cat Stave ones.
Well, though I know they're doing like they have like letters. It's like BRT1, BRT2, or something like that. And one of the ones they're putting out is from the higher elevation, and the other one's the lower elevation before they rotate them. Because Maker's Mark rotates their top because they have a multi-layer.
Yeah.
Whereas
so
some like Four Roses
the hot
is
versus
one
the not so hot because heat rises. Yeah.
one floor, if you will. I'm not. Yeah.
Did you get your 10-year
Elevation level. No, I have not. I have not.
You did.
Uh,
Yeah. No. And
That's
then
weird that they still have plastic on there. Like from the.
I'm sorry.
No, I just weird.
I
don't
just
really
opened
care.
it. It's brand spanking new.
Well,
We gotta get some party foul right there. It'll
what is okay? Wait, yeah. So 10-year, it's got to be
91.2% for proof, so it's not really. It's like a negligible difference.
Okay, so again, I'm gonna do the segue thing where we could make other episodes in different ways. This is 91 proof and it's 10-year.
Yeah.
Eagle Rare's 10-year and 90 proof.
Sure.
We could have done that against that. And
I like
theoretically,
both of
it might be Bardstown Bourbon Company versus
Buffalo Trace.
which is also expanding. Oh, you old sailor, you! Like, it's like my favorite movie ever.
Someone's gone off the rails here.
Oh yeah! Oh my god! Ooh, the nose is better. Again, it's rye.
And this is not a rye. This is much. Yeah, this is a lot more sweetness. You can smell caramel on the nose, vanilla on the nose.
The weird part is there's no mash bill, right, of any kind on this.
No, they don't really give out that mash bill.
Which because
Makes sense if it's blended from this distillate that other people make.
Aged 10 years, small batch. So
Yes.
small batch means they had numerous barrels. From select barrels aged longer for a character that's rich, deep, and smooth.
I'm wondering if it's like only some of the barrels have to be aged 10 years and they can add other things to it that are not 10 years. So long as the oldest thing is 10 years.
Interesting. That's interesting. I never thought of that because all they are supposed to do is say the amount of time for the lowest amount of time. That's what you have to do to be like whatever it is, bourbon or something. Is if it's straight bourbon, it's got to be 2 years and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But if it's
part
you have
of
to
it,
put
if
the
that's
age
been
in. If it's
blended.
under 4 years,
Yeah.
you have to put the lowest age on it. Rabbit Hole does it. Bardstown, I think, is another one that does that.
So long as everything's above 4 years, they could say age 10 years if the oldest thing's 10 years, maybe.
It's supposed to be the youngest age, though.
I don't know.
So, well, if it's, I don't know.
Anyway, this is one of my favorites. Definitely a good mixer too, because it's not stupid expensive, especially for a 10-year age.
What did you pay for that? I paid it. Yeah.
I don't know, like 45, something like that. It's widely available in Buffalo. Like you find it left, right, and center.
What I don't find is this one. This is a pick, but we did this on. This was one of my favorites, just off the shelf, barrel strength Bulleit, and I did see one.
I see this more than I see the 10-year around here.
I don't ever see this.
I see that.
I don't. Let's see if I see this much or not, but you like the Bulleit orange.
I do like the Bulleit orange,
and that's not. I think that's 90 proof too.
Mhm.
So this is only 91. You know what I mean? So it's like there's a lot of
that 10-year, man.
We do a lot of shows where it's all the same.
So there's
brand.
definitely a rye grain in this.
Okay.
I can taste a rye grain.
I'd be hard pressed to not have rye in an American bourbon that's aged 10 years.
It's
An American bourbon. Like there's a fucking Scottish bourbon that's not possible.
so sweary today.
That's this. Yeah, you're right. My bad. All right. Gonna be way too much, I think. Or we just saw that video. You said that's on YouTube. Remember that video? Apparently, I can.
We're not them.
That's true.
We
We're
have
not
to be better.
I'm.
Because we're not as attractive.
It's speak for yourself, huh?
Yeah? Keep going. Finish that statement.
Speak for yourself. I'm very attractive. Look at me.
He's been drinking.
No.
Any hue?
Wow, you were right about the vanilla thing.
Yeah. So good.
The vanilla was ridiculous on my nose until I put it in my mouth. Like I just smelled like vanilla.
Yeah.
You know, it's not as vanilla tasted as it is vanilla nose.
No, but if you put it in a Coke or something, you're gonna taste nothing but vanilla.
Right.
It's gonna be crazy. Like you're not even gonna realize you're drinking alcohol. It's wild.
I'm getting close to that point either way.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
that's fair.
It's got a decent burn for 90 though.
Yeah, it does. This is not the I do mix this one. Like I'm not against mixing this one.
Okay. I'm gonna say
it's not my favorite straight bourbon at all. Like I'm not gonna drink this straight. I'm gonna mix this one.
Let me say this because of what we learned in our most recent episode that we just did. I wonder if you leave this open.
Mm-hmm.
If we just now maybe it needs to go down, maybe it doesn't need to go down. Maybe we should experiment with how fast they go down.
Nice.
First date, second date, we'll figure it out. So this is our first date with this 10 year.
You make me drink.
This is the first. This is our first date with this 10 year. We'll have another date down the road with this 10 year, and we will have opened it up more. We got all sorts of inappropriate,
wildly
comments.
Inappropriate. So Buffalo Trace expansion. My theory behind this is that when you're making bourbons and things, it's 5-year plus process once it goes in the barrel.
It's gonna be a while before we actually see the fruits.
Once they've finished building it, then everything goes into there that they can they have to hold it to mature it. My thought process right now is that they have all these allocated items. They're Wellers, they're Eagles, all the Colonel Taylors, all of those things.
Yep.
Those are all allocated, but more recently I've seen a lot of them, a lot more than we had previously in the years before, or even last year. Like towards the middle to end of this year, I've seen a lot of Wellers. I've seen a lot.
It's on Wellers for sure.
A lot of Wellers. My thought process is that they're letting go of a lot of their inventory that they're holding back over the next 5 years because
they know more is coming.
They know they're going to have a lot more.
And they don't want to flood the market because then nobody wants it.
So they're going to try and build up people who know their products and enjoy their products. So I think you're going to be seeing a lot more of the harder to find Buffalo Trace products on shelves. Maybe not your Colonel Taylors and stuff, but definitely your Wellers. Maybe not your Weller 12, but definitely your Weller Reserves.
Might be more Taylors that are small batch versus Taylors that are barrel proof or whatever
something
too.
like that. So I think you might see something like that happen. And then once they've got that next thing running, they don't have to decrease their supply because they can mix in the younger stuff, or they can do however they want to do it.
Right.
But
well, I mean, Blanton's is the original single barrel, right? But it's always 93 proof.
Yeah.
It's not barrel strength.
No.
I don't know that they've ever released a Blanton's barrel strength. If they did, they could probably sell it for thousands and thousands of dollars.
They have gold barrel or
They have the different labels. That's true. So maybe one of those. But some of those are European that they can't sell here because of this, that.
Sure.
They have to make 700 milliliter bottles for overseas versus 750. Oh, yeah. That's just weird to me. Different laws, different places, all that.
Different strokes, different folks.
I'd like to say that water I just drank was tasty. Because I was just clearing my
bad.
No, I'm trying to not.
So
I'm already going off the rails. You're already damn, I'm gonna have to this is just making me want to.
This is it's Bourbonite barrel strength pick.
Mr. High Rye.
And it's 120 proof or some shit.
Sure. 104.
104 proof. Okay, so not bad for a barrel strength.
Barrel strength at 104.
Yeah, it's wild.
So that means
single barrel, not barrel strength.
Oh.
Different.
Single barrel, you're right. Stand corrected. Oh, see, and I loved the barrel strength. I did.
So this is a single barrel. So they could have added things to it because it doesn't say barrel strength.
True.
But yeah, no, it's not a bad burn, and there's a lot of flavor in there. So there's not nearly as much water in here as there is in a 90 proof thing. So it's more flavorful for sure. I definitely enjoy my time with it.
Mr. High Rye, I immediately taste the rye.
See, I didn't even taste the rye. I tasted sweetness.
I feel that well, let me say it like this. I taste the spiciness.
Okay. I definitely taste the rye profile.
I think we went from vanilla Coke to rye, and I noticed that. And you could have not said vanilla Coke, but I would have this is sweet.
Mm-hmm.
The sweet is not here. Like, it's not bad. It's just not sweet.
It's not nearly as high of a rye count here as it's here probably. But again, I'm getting the rye spice, but I'm also getting a sweetness to this one. So I'm wondering if there's probably not like a wheat or a lot of corn somewhere in there.
Right.
Definitely good. Definitely great,
Yeah,
great flavor. Great flavor. And worth a pickup if you can find yourself a barrel, not a barrel strength, but a single barrel.
Single barrel is such an odd term because, like I said, some of them dumb it down to whatever they want. Other ones, it's barrel strength.
Yeah. So honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if more and more you find the lower proof single barrels because they're trying to make the most bang for their buck by adding more water to it. So one barrel, instead of making, like 100 bottles, can make like 120 or 100.
Blanton's is 93.
Yeah.
Every single Four Roses single barrel is 100 proof. They make them 100 proof.
Right.
They don't all come out with this 100
honestly, like, normally you're going to find a barrel strength at like 120 proofish, somewhere around there.
Right.
119, 125.
Well, they can put them in at 125 is the max.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But so if they're getting like an extra 20 bottles out of one barrel, if they were going to get 100 and they got 120 bottles out of a barrel, that's a 20% increase in your inventory. That's a 20% increase in profit. These companies are out to make money. So you're probably going to see that kind of thing happen.
This is very, very true.
So either they can lower the price by a little bit and make more money, or they can jack up the price and have that higher alcohol content.
We're kind of doing what we did last time too, sort of, because we ended that first season sort of with some of the retrospective of things we had done, and this is restarting something we've done. We had this, we didn't have this, we had barrel strength this and orange label this, but we have had this brand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we've discussed how we feel about it. And actually, I think the first time I'm almost 90% certain, the first time we did it with ice.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not, maybe neat and ice. We'd have to go back and look. But so you could kind of watch those episodes and go back and say, well, this is what they thought of it with ice, and this is what they thought of it without, as far as some of the bullets, and then maybe, transverse that into what that's the wrong fucking word.
That works.
Roll that into how you feel about ice or not ice, and or age and not age, or water or whatever. We should get I saw some show, might have been, I can't remember which one, but they had, it was like Scotch Test Dummies, because they did the Redbreast, and I wanted to hear what they said, jizzed up the score. On YouTube, he was like, oh, we put a drop of water in that Redbreast, and that jizzed up the score a little bit. And this is an older dude, like 60s or something. I was like, that's the funniest shit I've ever heard. So
thinks it means something else.
He might, but he spoke very clear, normal American English. He didn't have any kind of accent. He was just the Scott Mulch Whiskey Society or whatever. But that was like the funniest comment.
Nice.
But they had like a long glass looking thing that looked like maybe like paraphernalia for drugs and or some sort of marital aid. But it was like a water dropper, and he picked it up and was like, and it was like,
I know exactly what you're talking about. Like a flute kind of.
I don't think we need to add more glass to this.
Not today.
No, not any day.
Not today.
We have enough.
Not today, Satan.
So wait, what do we know about prices on this? So this one's you gotta take it out.
This is probably in like the $20-$30 range.
I'm thinking at least 30.
It's a rye. Right. Maybe 30-ish.
Bullets not. Even the orange label Bullet's like 30, I think.
I don't think it's that expensive.
No,
bullets aren't all that expensive. I'd say for the rye, it was maybe mid-20s to mid-30s.
Right.
This one's probably going to cost you about 40 because it's a 10-year aged.
Right.
And then the orange label is probably in your 30, somewhere in the 30s.
Right.
I don't know where.
Bullet's just never been my thing yet. Except for the barrels.
This is going to be your mid-40s and up.
Right.
If you can find a single barrel. That's just the thing.
Did they make a single barrel as like a normal expression from Bulleit and not just where people can buy it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, you can get like store picks and stuff for that stuff.
Well, again, store picks. Yeah. Did they ever just market a single barrel Bulleit without having any other attachment to who wants to put their name on that?
Could not tell you, sir.
Because I don't see those.
Fair.
Anyway.
But yeah, no, Bulleit, something to put on your bar cart, forget about it, and enjoy, mix it. That's fine. You're not going to feel bad if one of your guests mixes Bulleit with something because it's less than expensive.
Yeah, and the rye is not bad. It's spicy, but it's not horrible. 95% rye.
It's blended well enough where you're not gonna feel like you're just drinking straw.
I'm gonna grab one of those Sagamore spirits that I tried on vacation. That's yummy, 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 yummy.
He's got love in his tummy.
Super yummy. And yeah,
Fair enough.
more local to us than some things. More local than Kentucky because it's Maryland, so it's closer to us. Not by much, but by
But by a margin.
true story. So
Oh, that. I'm Neat.
yeah, and I'm Rox.
And this has been The Bourbon Barrel.